You know, since Cesar's passing in 1993, countless communities have named parks, streets, schools, and different public places and things in Cesar's honor. 8 states, beginning with California in 2000, now have official holidays on March 31st. We've lost count of the communities across this country that hold annual observances and commemorations. But this year has been a special year. Last Cinco de Mayo, May the 5th, about 9,000 people joined us in San Diego to witness the launching of the USNS Cesar Chavez, the U.S. Navy's latest Lewis and Clark class non-combatant cargo ship. Well, I guess it's 5 o'clock, time for the news helicopters to... But this was the first non-combatant ship named after a Latino. Now, there is a full-length major motion picture about Cesar's life in production, directed by Diego Luna and starring Michael Peña and America Ferreira, among others. And this will be released this next year. And we remember events, all these events where Cesar is honored, and he didn't really appreciate the recognition. But he was a genuinely humble man, but recognizes and takes those honors, as we do today, on behalf of so many that have worked here. We have the farm workers that are here with us from Perez that have joined with us here this afternoon. We have folks here from the Coachella Valley, Millie, and so many others that are with us that have all been a part of this struggle and have fought to bring us to where we are today. Last month, on October the 8th, we had one of our most proudest moments when President Barack Obama came to the National Chavez Museum and to the headquarters of the United Farm Workers and the Cesar Chavez Foundation. And we were joined by about 7,000 people when they dedicated the Cesar Chavez National Monument there where the gravesite is, where Cesar is buried at. This was a tremendous honor and recognition, again, for all the hard work that the men and women that continue to work every day in the fields, but that so many of you continue to recognize in your different events. We gratefully acknowledge the President's designation of the National Monument, as well as the USNS Cesar Chavez and all the other different honors that we've received. But in reality, sisters and brothers, this all recognizes the millions of people that have participated in those boycotts, as you mentioned, Councilman, and the different campaigns that we've done throughout the years, and the 5 martyrs that we have here in the United Farm Workers, and so many others that have been a part of La Causa, that have been a part of the cause. It's because of all that tremendous work that we can be here today to really recognize and be proud of the work that we've done. We want to especially recognize and thank Ignacio, because he has done tremendous work. Not only what he'll do here, but if you ever get to go visit the National Chavez Museum or the National Monument, there you'll see another beautiful work that Ignacio Gomez did overlooking the gravesite of Cesar Chavez. Sisters and brothers, we are extremely grateful as we celebrate our 50th anniversary this year. In the United Farm Workers, we have recently won contracts with the largest strawberry grower and winery here in America. You know, many of us used to boycott Gallo wines. Well, you can drink it now, especially during this holiday season. Go out and enjoy it. That one's not on the boycott list anymore. But we've also won contracts with some of the largest vegetable growers, and we're particularly proud of the mushroom industry and the workers that we have under contract with, where we represent about 75% of that workforce. And the largest dairy in the west of the Mississippi, in eastern Oregon, and on and on. Since this last spring, we've negotiated now 3 new contracts with tomato growers, and a 4th one will be done by the end of this month. And then there's several other growers that'll be new contracts in the wine grapes, vegetable, melon industry prior to the end of this year. so that there is a lot that's happened, but there's another organization as well, and one of their vice presidents is with us here today, Alfonso Trujillo, here from the Riverside area, the Cesar Chavez Foundation, that is the organization that does affordable housing, that manages properties throughout 4 different states here in the western part of the United States, where thousands of families and seniors live there and continue to live their lives there with their families. We also have Radio Campesina that enjoys about 500 daily listeners that listen to regional Mexican music and the educational programs that are part of that particular effort. Cesar used to say his job as an organizer was helping ordinary people do extraordinary things. Well, that's what we've seen here, what we're seeing here, what we're witnessing here in Riverside. Ordinary people like every one of us, but doing extraordinary things, like raising so much money to make this monument available to all the public and the significance of it. In so doing, that work, Cesar inspired millions to social and political activism. One of them was a young community organizer in Chicago in the 1980s named Barack Obama, who shared his story with us when he was with us. 50 years after Cesar began building the movement, the burden of carrying on his work and preserving the legacy is the responsibility of you, each and every one of you, myself, and all of us who, in Cesar's words, join with him in seeking a more just and peaceful society. In the words that President Barack Obama borrowed from the farm worker movement, "Si se puede," yes we can. When you are going to be around the Bakersfield area, we want to extend a special invitation to each and every one of you to come and visit the Cesar Chavez National Monument there. It's open to the public, and we especially invite you to come with your families and your friends and join with us. It truly is an honor to be with all of you this afternoon and to be a part of this historic day, but also realize that now millions of people, when this is finished and completed, will be able to come by here and enjoy during the celebrations that take place in this mall, enjoy not only the history behind Cesar Chavez, but all the rest of the heroes that follow along this route of the mall. So we congratulate Riverside, your community, for all the hard work and all the energy, and ask you to continue working with us and bringing out a more just and peaceful society. Si se puede.